This meeting is being recorded.
So this is part 6 of the Celpip speaking. So with the
Hey
part 6 of the
girl.
Celpip, yeah, with the
I'm
part 6
fine.
of
And
the
you?
Celpip speaking, please mute yourself when you join, if you are not talking. So with the part 6,
No,
it
no,
is
no, no,
called
no. I'm
dealing
just
with a
watching a
difficult
program.
situation. The
Alpha.
part 6 is called dealing with a difficult situation. Dealing with a difficult situation. Like some of you give me some difficult situation to deal with, like coming on live or joining a Zoom meeting without meeting yourself and then still talking. It's a difficult situation. So it's for me to either take the person
Yeah.
off or keep the person on. If I'm going to take the person off,
Mm.
I have to talk to the person that these are the reasons why I'm taking you off. If I still have
Mm-hmm.
to keep the person on, I have to talk to
You
the
told me.
rest to convince them that this is the reason why I
What
have to
have
keep
you
the
for?
person on. So those of you that are not muted,
Oh, she
that
will.
talk and then
She will put on. Do
disturb
you want her
us
to feel bad?
like someone is still doing, I have to take the person off. Like I've done, I have to take the person off. So the person will have to join again. Okay. So moving on with the part 6, dealing with a difficult situation. In this task, you'll be presented with a scenario involving a challenging or problematic situation, such as misunderstanding, a complaint, or conflict. Your objective is to explain the situation, address the issues calmly, and propose a solution or ask for help in a clear and respectful manner. You have 60 seconds preparation time. You have 60 seconds to talk. So, what are the examiners looking for? Clarity and organization. It runs through. So, you explain your problem clearly and logically. Your tone and approach. You maintain a calm, respectful, and solution focused tone. Your grammar and your vocabulary. Use appropriate language and varied sentence structures. You should be fluent and your pronunciation should be on point. Also, a step-by-step strategy for this. One, analyze the situation first. So you identify the problem. You determine the key points, who is involved, what the issue is, and how it affects the parties. You plan your approach. You plan your approach. That is, you think about what solution or request will be reasonable. Then again, your introduction, you briefly explain the situation. Let's say you have a situation in hand. You come and have a look at it. You explain your situation, including who is affected and the main issue. Then you show that you are addressing the problem without blaming or escalating. For example, for example, I recently encountered a situation with my online food order where I received the wrong meal, and I would like to address this issue in a calm and constructive manner. So in your main explanation, you describe the issue in detail. You explain what happened and how it affected you. You express your feelings. That is, you use some polite language to indicate any inconvenience or frustration. You offer a solution and ask for help. So you suggest a remedy or you suggest a solution, maybe a replacement, a refund, a correction, a punishment, something based on the problem or based on the situation. For example, when I placed my order, I specifically requested a vegetarian pizza, but I received a pepperoni pizza instead. This mistake has not only disappointed me, but also caused a delay in my meal. I understand that errors can happen, and I would appreciate it if the restaurant could either replace the order with a correct item or issue a refund. So, in conclusion, you summarize your request. That is, you reiterate the main points and the solution you are seeking. You thank the listener, you end on a polite note, showing appreciation for their time and effort. For example, in summary, I hope we can resolve this issue quickly by either correcting the order or processing a refund. Thank you for your understanding and assistance in this matter. Okay, so you have a sample response as we've talked about. So the general one is that you stay calm and respectful, be clear and concise. That is, focus on essential details without over explaining. Without over explaining. Use appropriate language. That is, you choose words that reflect professionalism and courtesy. Offer a logical solution. That is, clearly state how you believe the issue can be resolved. Okay, let's go back to the test and then see how it looks like. Let's go back to the test and see how it looks like. But before that, if you have any question, you can ask before you move on.
Dab. So
Yeah.
during the tests, which one would they start with? Would they start with the listening, or I just
So
want to know,
listening, yeah, it will follow in that order. To follow in that
like
order.
which one
Listening,
first, second?
yeah. Let me show you something here. So this is the order that follows.
Oh,
Listening, reading, writing, speaking.
okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. So
Hello, Dad.
let's move
Please
on.
per the six this section
Let's,
6.
yeah.
If example giving this question like uh ordering something from a restaurant whilst you get different thing. The conversation is this supposed to be between you and the person where you ordered the pizza, or just it should be between you and someone just listening to you, the
Okay. So
examiner?
the question will clarify whom you should address your concern to.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want us to go and then have a look at a sample question so that you get the full understanding. The person will direct you to address it to maybe this. The question will tell you to address it to maybe a friend, a family member. It can be that you can have a question like, um, your your family is having a family party, but your friend is also having a graduation party. So it is either you choose to be with your family or you choose to be with your friend. If you are choosing to be with your friend, tell your family the reason why you're supposed to be with your friend or you're supposed to be present at your friend's graduation party. If you are choosing to be with your friend, explain to if you are choosing to be with your family, explain to your friend why you're supposed to be with your family. So the question will direct you to address to someone. So let me move on to the part 6 and then see a question. So this you have 1 minute to think about it. You have you have become friends with one of your co-workers, Tina. You and two other co-workers, David and Anya, recently overheard your boss saying that Tina will be fired if she does not start working harder. Anya says that you should tell Tina what you heard, but David says that you should not tell Tina what you heard. So what are you going to do? Choose one. Either talk to Anya, explain why you will not tell Tina what you heard, or talk to David, explain why you will tell Tina what you heard. So if you have this situation, which one are you going to choose? Are you going to talk to Anya, explain what you heard, or you talk to David, tell explain why you will tell Tina? So are you going to tell Tina or not? That is the question. That is simply the question. Then you start to talk for 1 minute.
I will not tell Tina.
Are you going to tell Tina or you're not going to tell Tina?
I'm not going to tell Tina.
Okay. So if you're not going to tell her, then you should have your reasons, 2 or 3 reasons. If
Yes.
you will tell her, then you have 2 or 3 reasons.
Yes.
Okay. So before we listen to some of the responses, I want maybe 2 or 3 people to try this question before we listen to some of the responses.
I have a
So this is
question.
basically about dealing with a difficult situation.
I have a
Dealing with a
question.
difficult situation. You have a question? Okay. If you have a question,
Yeah.
you can ask.
Like in this part of speaking now, maybe if you're asked to start speaking, are we going to see the question?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
question will still be on it like this. Then you
Like
start to
this.
talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you start
Thank
to
you.
talk. If you have any question, you can ask. Or if you want to try this question, let me know so that you will try and then you play the responses, then we will end it.
Okay, I'll try that.
So let me find a different person apart from those that tried the first one. If we have different personalities that want to try, let me know. If not, then the same person will try and then we will move on.
Okay, try.
Is there
Oh,
anyone who wants to try?
I want to try to.
Yeah, I think you try the first one. So if no one owns up, then I'll let you guys, 2 of you try again, then we will close. Okay. So if no one is minding me, Arabi,
Okay, I'll try.
try and let's
I'll try.
Okay, Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph, let me go back so that you have a preparation time, then you try. Let's move on.
So the same question, right?
Yeah, the same question.
Okay.
Or should I give you a different one?
Oh yeah, I'm trying the same question. It's okay.
Okay. So you have 1 minute to try this.
That so with this one, you just start with what you want to do, right? Maybe you don't select A or B.
So you have to choose. So let us know whether you are going to talk to Anya
Okay.
or you're going to talk to
Talk to
David.
David and explain why I'll tell Tina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, David. I understand the frustrations that comes with telling Tina about the situation that the boss has made. But in terms of Tina benefits, I'll go on and then tell Tina. One, in terms of finances, if Tina is fired right now, it's very difficult for her to cover up on her bills and also a means of survival. That is number one. And number two, I'll tell Tina because in terms of what do you call? In terms of okay, so finances and also in terms of oh, I'm missing on this word.
Okay, so the time is up. The time is up. So let me ask you this question. For the 1 minute preparation time, what were you doing? What did you do? Did you write something down?
No, I was just doing everything off head. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're not that good like saying things off head, you'll fumble or you might fumble. So it is good for you to pen down something within the 1 minute that you are reading the question. You pen down something that you think your points that you think you'll talk about. Maybe one, finances, maybe two, this, maybe three, this one. Then you talk about it. But for me, I think that you not writing down something didn't help you. Then again, using of transitional words. I didn't hear you using the transitional words, maybe firstly, also, moreover, but you were using number one, number two, number three. So they are not looking for those words. They are looking for those transitional words like firstly, primarily, although, moreover, also, again. So let's check that. If you are not
That we are
good,
giving us a poll. We have
yeah,
to
we are
try
all
it
learning.
anyway.
We are all learning,
But
but I'll give
we
you a
have to
different
try it
question.
first.
I'll give you a different
Okay.
question, so don't worry. Don't worry. So we have to get all these things. You have to get used to all these things. If you are good saying things off head, you don't need to write anything down. You can just picture the thing and then start lying about things. But if you are not that good in saying things off head, then you need to write something. But I think that was a good try. You tried. So I would say work on that, and if you work on that, you'll be fine. Okay. Do we have okay, Iribi, you want to try? I
Yes,
think I
please.
didn't get a new person. Is there anyone new from Iribi or Francisca? Do we have a new person? Okay, Kilog. Kilog says he wants to try. So let me go back and then find a question for Kilog. So Kilog, let me give you a different question and see. Kilog, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So when you try, then I think, okay, so this is your question.
Okay, so I'm choosing the first one. Talk
Yeah,
to
okay. So when you have the time to talk, then you talk about it.
I'll
You're
be
supposed to talk.
yeah, I would talk to Alicia one more time because uh there are a lot of she might not.
So even if you fumble, you have to still keep on
No,
talking.
please can you give me some time, please?
So all these are parts of the test. That is why we practice here. That is why we keep on practicing here.
Dab, can
So
I
even
try that same one?
if you fumble, he will try again. If you fumble, don't be discouraged because you wouldn't have the time that it will come back again. No, it won't come back again. So you should know what you're supposed to talk about or what you're talking about. Then you should organize yourself very well. Okay, talk.
Hello, John. I think I would talk to Alicia one more time. We all know she has been making mistakes, and boss would want to fire her. You know, no one is above mistakes, and I think if we talk to her one more time, she would be able to work on her mistakes. Also, she might have some reasons. She might have a lot of reasons why she's making all of these mistakes. So I believe talking to her would uh, make her improve in her uh, mistakes, and she will work on them. So talking to her will be the best option and will be the best thing to do. So she won't get fired.
Okay. So let's make comments about this. Let's make comments about it.
Okay, for me, if this is an if this is an office environment, I'll picture myself like being in an office, and if I'm asked to talk to someone, so talking to someone, I need to like provide what I need to do for that person to improve on the job. So talking to that person means we can provide more training, to maybe training material, additional. So you have like mentioned that you can provide additional training materials or create more time to mentor the person. That is because
Okay, so I'm
I'm
asking
responsible.
about I'm asking about the things that you think he had to do or he had to add to
That's what
what he
I'm
said.
saying. You would have added that, because when you say talking, when you make talking, that talking in terms of, is it that you're going to train the person more, or you want to create more time in mentoring the person?
Yeah.
I feel it should be added to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anytime that we want to talk, anytime that we are given a question like that, and then we are given a preparation time, if you can be fast and jot something down, I've told you that, do that. If you can be fast and jot something down, you can do that. That will help you very well. It will help you organize your sentences or whatever that you're supposed to say. It will just help you do that. So I just encourage each and everyone that anytime you have a preparation time and you can write something down and talk about it, you write it down and then you talk about it. Find 2 or 3 reasons and then talk about it. Use transitional words, as I've been saying. Firstly, moreover, also, secondly, thirdly, lastly, or last. They are all transitional words that help us link ideas together. Transitional words that help us link ideas together. So I've been telling you this so we can use these transitional words in our writing and then in our speaking. In the writing and speaking, we can use all these words. So these are the tips for tax 6. These are the tips for tax 6. Let me scroll down again and then um, move on to the general tips. And then let's see. It says that you stay calm and respectful. So the first question, when the person was supposed to talk to David, you don't use abusive words. That shows that you are angry. That shows that by hook or crook, you're going to tell Tina. No, you stay calm. You lay out your reasons why you need to tell her, or you lay down your reasons why she doesn't need to be told. Then you conclude very respectfully and then very, very calm. You will be clear and then concise. That is, the 1 minute isn't too long. Don't be over explaining. You state the reason, you explain very few words. You state the reason, you explain very few words. Then you clearly state how you believe the issue can be solved. So if it is an issue that needs to be solved, you have to provide a solution to that. So we will end here for the part 5 and part 6. So I will upload it on my channel, and then if you want to play it back anytime, you can play it back. Whenever I have time, from tomorrow till maybe Friday, we can conclude on the speaking. Now we have to finish up with the part 7 and then part 8. You have to end it with the part 7 and part 8. So this is the end of part 6. We've done the part 5 and then we've done the part 6. So we started with part 1 up to part 6. Part 1 up to part 6. So for now, we are left with part 7 and part 8. We are left with part 7 and part 8. So we've covered from tax 1 to tax 6. So the next time that we meet, we will look at expressing opinions and describing an unusual situation. Expressing opinions and describing an unusual situation. The Celpip is not that simple. So let's keep on practicing more. As we keep on practicing more, we will be conversant with certain things. We will be aware of some mistakes that we can get rid of before we start before we go in for our Celpip test. And I think, or I believe, or I hope that by the end of our test, we'll have the required result that we are looking for.